Oh, what a dream. Hey, you. My name is SubZeroExtabyte. I'm throwing another video at you guys. I just had a terrible dream about creepers, guys. It was almost as if it was reality because I literally felt the creepers creeping up on me. There were like 1,000 of them and I don't even know that for sure. Maybe there were like a few thousands. I don't remember it anymore, guys. I have that all the time when I dream. Do you have that as well? Some philosophers have concluded that what we think of as the real world could be or is an illusion. Modern popular culture often conceives of dreams, like Freud, as expressions of the dreamer's deepest fears and desires. Dreams can be entertaining, disturbing, or downright bizarre. We all dream, even if we don't remember it the next day. But why do we dream? And what do dreams mean, anyway? Dreams are basically stories and images our mind creates while we sleep. Dreams can be vivid. They can make you feel happy, sad, or scared. And they may seem confusing or perfectly rational. I mean, I dreamed about creepers. Could it be that they are real? Are they here? No, that isn't possible. It was all a dream, and nothing of it was real because I just woke up. But guys, I think it is real. This is the island I was dreaming about. Oh my god. How is it possible? Are dreams real? Or was this specific dream real? I know what lucid dreams are, but those are far from real, right? Or are they not? There are many theories about why we dream, but no one knows for sure. Some researchers say dreams have no purpose or meaning and are nonsensical activities of the sleeping brain. Others say dreams are necessary for mental, emotional, and physical health. Some dreams may help our brains process our thoughts and the events of the day. Others may just be the result of normal brain activity and mean very little, if anything. Researchers are still trying to figure out exactly why we dream. I am kind of scared for a lucid dream, if they are real. Once I dreamed about a whale. The whale was flying and it did all kinds of weird stuff. It really was scary. Suddenly it ran towards me. Yes, you have heard that correctly. It ran towards me. Very weird. I once dreamed about being at school. It was a normal day. I was sitting at my desk just in front of the blackboard, staring into nowhere. Like in other dreams, I was looking at myself from another person's perspective, just like watching myself on a video. Then suddenly the door opened and one of the maths teachers from our school came in. I remember I was watching the following scene from up the ceiling. He was holding a metal blackboard pointer. A shiver ran down my spine. In reality, he always used it to beat up boys who chatted during his lessons, and I had, and still have, a panic fear of it. He walked near my desk. It was suddenly in the middle of the classroom and all my schoolmates were at the back of the room, laughing and cheering. He hit my back with a silver pointer. My desk disappeared and I felt a horrible pain. And then again, and once more. With every hit I lost a piece of my consciousness, until the pain faded away and I felt myself leaving my body. I was no longer watching this dream like it was a movie. I saw it with my own ghost's eyes as I kept floating up through the ceiling and the teacher was still beating up my dead body with all my friends cheering. I realized that I was dying and woke up in a shock. Definitely one of the worst dreams I ever had. I don't want you guys to have such a dream. There are funny dreams as well. Luckily I had lots of them. One time I had a dream that my old bird Daffy. This was a long time ago when I was like 7, now I have a new bird. So anyways, it was a cloudy, gloomy day and my bird escaped. Me and my mom went searching for him and we were walking down the road. All I could see was my bird waddling down the road, not flying, just exploring. All I could see is just 1 second of him because he just turned onto another street. So we ran down to the other street and we couldn't find him. Then we ran back down to my house and I noticed that he was waddling up my neighbor's driveway and somehow he teleported or took a shortcut from the end of the road back to my neighbor's house. I thought that was funny for some reason because he was just waddling around and he wasn't even trying. He fooled us. Haha. Then I woke up. I'm guessing we found him after that. I thought it was very funny, but well, my dream from last night wasn't so great. I have the feeling that I will be a creeper in a few seconds. I feel a tickle, or maybe a zombie. Anyway, I will not be sub, which is annoying. I never been a creeper before. I would like to try it. Maybe it is pretty cool. Let me just try it and then we will see what will happen. Creepers will chase after any player, as long as it is within a 16 block, plus or minus 5% radius and plus or minus 4 blocks vertically. The detection range of creepers is reduced to half of their normal range, 8 blocks, when the player is wearing a creeper mob head. Creepers can climb up ladders and vines like any other mob, but do not do so intentionally. When within 3 blocks of a player, a creeper will hiss loudly, start flashing and inflating, and explode after 1.5 seconds. A creeper's detonation can be halted if the player gets out of the blast radius, 7 blocks, including by knocking back the creeper or killing it. Creepers can be forced to explode by using a flint and steel. Creepers will flee from ocelots and cats if one is too close, until they are approximately 16 blocks away from the feline. A creeper's explosion has a power of 3, but see an exception below. If a creeper is inflicted with a status effect, its explosion will create an area effect cloud of the effect. Creepers are never targeted by any mobs, other than the Wither, the Snow Golem, and the Vindicator named Johnny. If they are hit by a stray projectile, they will only retaliate if they are not already chasing a player. I can do that as well. I can simply follow a player right here and then explode, right? But what about the zombies? I have never been a zombie before as well. I believe that creepers are better than zombies, but creepers just have one life. Well, zombies as well. But I mean that zombies have a chance to survive. When creepers take action, they die because they explode. Zombies are sometimes considered the least dangerous hostile mob in the game because they are slow and can only use close-range melee attacks. However, it is possible for several zombies to collaborate and attack as a team, making them more difficult to overcome. Zombies can spawn in 2 slightly different appearances. The most common appearance mostly resembles the default player skin, except in zombie form. The other is the zombie villager form, but only 5% of zombies spawn have this appearance. A zombie will target a player when he or she is within a 200-block radius. Zombies can jump 1 block up and will crowd around doors when in pursuit of players and villagers. In hard mode, they will break wooden doors down. Zombies also occasionally spawn with the ability to equip dropped armor and weapons. Any item equipped in this way will be dropped after the zombie is killed. Zombies will also not drop down into an area if the ledge is taller than 5 blocks. Once implemented, zombies will have a small chance of spawning another zombie to assist it. This is very buggy, albeit, and can turn a handful of zombies into a horde in a short amount of time. This ability is activated upon any zombie taking damage, whether it's environmental or player caused. They are rude, they explode, they brutally murder you without hesitation, they grief you, they blow up your work and make your day horrible. But do we know what they are? Yes, I know, they are meant to be pigs, but due to a glitch in the coding, they turn out derpy. But what is their background story? How they explode? Why they hate everyone so much? I guess you'll find the answer in a dream, right? Pigs were never fond of players. In fact, they were scared of them. A mixture of fear, anger and grieving in their hearts every time they see a player passed by. Although their hatred for players was too much to contain, they could not do anything about it. When a pig was in a situation where a player was running straight for them with a sword in their hand, 2 things could happen. 1. The pig would be overwhelmed with fear at the sight of a player, and would not be able to move a single muscle. When the player hits the pig, then the pig would realize it has to run, but by then it would be too late. 2. Overwhelmed with anger, the pig would stand its ground and try to stare down the player. Unfortunately, the player would prefer not to play this game and would rather get themselves some nice cooked pork chop. When the pig gets hit, it then finally realizes it does not stand a chance against a player, but by then it would be too late. Then there it was, an opportunity for revenge. Something happened in the Minecraft world that nobody seemed to notice, but the pigs did. They knew exactly what they were going to do. A change was going through some of the pigs. It was a slow, patience-requiring process, but they didn't care. All they had to do was wait. One day, a player was walking along the peaceful plains making his way into his gold mine, but on the way, he came across a weird mob. It was most likely a pig, but its front legs were further back and it looked like was half standing and half bending over on its 4 legs. Its skin was pale yellowish color with a tint of green from the grass. Its eyes were pale and lifeless, filled with everlasting sadness. Its nose looked like it had melted off. The player did not go near the thing and kept walking. At night, he came across the same pig. He didn't know if it was just the moonlight tricking his eyes, but the pig was in a worse condition. Its skin was greenish, kind of camouflage like the grass. It was standing on 4 legs, with eyes dark as charcoal, its nose and tail completely gone, the corners of his mouth forming a permanent frown full of hatred. The player was confused, wondering what it was. He was Startled, he didn't know why, but he felt like he had to run. He ran until he arrived at his house. He stopped at his iron door and fumbled for his lever when he turned around to check if it was still following. This theory suggests the creepers are formal pigs that have deformed into a new creature through the element of hatred. It suggests that a creeper attacks with this built-up rage since it was a pig, and it releases its anger through a massive explosions. It comes out only at night, scared that someone would see its ugly form. Most of them disappear into caves by midday. I do know the difference between a pig and a creeper, but look at me. I am wandering around, with a bat in my hand, trying to kill a creeper. But whatever I try to do, I can't think of a pig being a creeper. But they do look a little bit like pigs because they have the same face. Correct me if I am wrong, of course. Anyway, Stefon was always smarter than Steve, and when it came to tough spots, he could take out a lot of mobs with a simple redstone trap. But Steve was bigger and stronger than Stefon, and when it came to physical combat, Steve had the upper hand. While Stefon was always in his lab testing out new redstone stuff and coming up with new designs, Steve was out hunting and practicing his aim and coming up with new combat techniques. Stefon disliked the fact that Steve going around slaughtering animals just to satisfy his greedy appetite. If he kept killing animals like this, the world would run out of animals. On the other hand, Steve never seemed to understand the way Stefon made all his complex redstone farms that could generate hundreds of wheat, cocoa beans, sugar cane, melons, pumpkins, eggs, carrots and potatoes within a day. The only thing useful with redstone to Steve was a compass or make redstone blocks and lamps to build flashy houses. They never really liked each other, but they came along just fine. They agreed that if Steve provided Stefon with supplies, such as redstone, iron, diamond and other items, Stefon would provide him with extra food. Not that Steve needed any, and he would go to Steve's house and build a redstone contraption at his will. Of course, I am flying. Does it look like I am cheating? I am not a cheater and I would never do that. By the way, if I would cheat, I would not get killed by those creepers. They said I was flying. I am not flying, guys. One day, Steve opened his mailbox and saw that he had received a request from Stefon that he needed slime balls to make sticky pistons. He realized the letter was dated 2 weeks. Steve got his compass to go to the swamp nearby his original spawn. He packed his hunting kit and set off. It was a foggy day, but it wasn't hard to follow the plop plop sounds that was constantly there. While he was hunting, he saw something in the distance. He shaded his eyes to focus. It was a small house. He slowly approached to see a witch hut. With a horrified expression, he turned to run when suddenly a lean figure appeared in the fog and swung his arm and threw a potion at him. The shard of glass from the bottle cut open wounds on him while the poison was absorbed into the wound, and almost immediately, he became weak. He managed to outrun the witch, but he was slowly dying. By the time he arrived at Stefon's house, he was half dead and his skin was pale green. Stefon came over to him and looked at him with wide eyes. He had never seen Steve like this before. Steve gathered all his strength and gasped help, and he lost consciousness. When he woke up, Stefon was on a chair next to the bed he was lying on. "I see you almost died for me. I never knew you cared for me so much," Stefon said sarcastically as he smiled. Steve tried to say something back sharp, but it came out as a wee gasp. "Did you get my slim balls?" Stefon asked. Steve pointed to his bag. When Stefon opened the small shoulder bag he had put on a table, he found 9 slime balls in a container. He had waited 2 weeks for this, and he got only barely 10 slime balls. He started yelling at Steve. "What's wrong with you? Are you retarded? Why can't you ever do anything properly? I mean, this is your job, it's what you do every day, and you still suck at it." Steve, having regained some health, retaliated. "Well, why couldn't have you done it yourself? All you ever do is sit there and wait for all the prizes to come to you. Why can't you do something that's actually useful for a change?" "You don't want to go there," Stefon warned. "What? The fact that you are useless? Well, I'm sorry that you are too lazy and stupid and you can't do anything for yourself. It's not my fault you can't fight." "I get your point, just stop now, okay? You can't even win me in a fight once. All I need to do is step around your stupid traps and then you can't do anything. All your weapons are stupid toys." Steve got up and left, leaving Stefon alone as he thought to himself, "I hate to admit, but he's right. I'm useless." But the hate and anger built up inside him and he thought, Or am I? Stefon hadn't slept in days. He was becoming weak. The thought of him being useless, that he was just a piece of puzzle that didn't even need to be there, like a piece of puzzle that is a part of the sky where you never really need to fill. He had to prove Steve wrong. He was slowly losing his sanity. It looked at him and started walking towards him. Guys, never trust a creeper. I hope this video made clear that a creeper is not to be messed with. Now I hope you will survive a creeper attack so I can see you in the next video.